Lesson 55, nets of prisms, cylinders, pyramids, and cones. So first off, what do they mean by a net? A net is just the outer covering of a geometric shape. So if you were to take a box, such as this net of rectangular prism, and you pull or undo the parts, so the side panels, and so it becomes a flat shape. This is what you end up receiving. You can see all the panels, and if you fold them back up, it forms your 3D shape. So these are just a couple nets of some 3D figures. So you have a pyramid, so you have a square on the bottom, and then you got 4 triangles on the outside right here. And then a cylinder. Cylinder is really just a rectangle with 2 circles on both ends. Or if you think of it as one sheet of paper, rectangular paper, and you roll it up, that's a cylinder. And then you got a net of a cone, which here you have, that would be like part of a circle, and then you got a full circle there. You take that apart, or if you fold them back together, it would form your cone. So today we're going to just look at how to create a net. So here it says the net represents the surfaces of what geometric solid? Sketch the solid and describe the parts of the formula S equals 2 pi r h or equals 2 pi r squared. So if we were to determine what geometric solid, if we put that together, what shape would we get? Well, we know we have circles on both ends and we have a rectangle, so this would be a cylinder. So I can actually draw 2 circles or ovals at the end here. So really I would have a cylinder here. By the way, this should be a plus sign. So 2 pi r h plus 2 pi r squared. So I'll describe the parts of the formula. So the surface area of a pyramid, of a cylinder, would be 2 pi r h. So we have 2 circles. We need to find the perimeter of the base. The base is a circle, so we find the circumference, which is 2 pi r, and then you multiply that by the height of the cylinder plus the area of the circle. We have 2 circles, so 2 pi r squared. So that would be the description of that formula. Now the next one, it says sketch the solid of the net below and then name the solid. Well, I know I have a circle there, and then I have the lateral surface there. So that should be a clue that that becomes a cone. So let's just draw our cone there. So we can have the base, and then folding up the lateral surface forms that cone. So this would just be a cone. Next one, practice problems 2 and 3. So sketch the net for this triangular prism. So for this prism, we have, since it's a triangular prism, our base is going to be a triangle. And when you have a triangular prism, you're going to have triangles on both ends, and then you have 3 rectangles. So I'm going to draw my 3 rectangles here. So this is the middle piece. So that's this piece right here. So that bottom piece. Then we also have a flap that's here, which is this piece right here. And then I'll do a piece down here, because that would be this part. And then we have triangles on the ends. So this would be here and right here. And so if you fold them up, fold those up, you would get your triangular prism. Then here it says sketch the front, top, and right side of the figure. Then sketch the net for the whole figure. So the front part, so when I'm just looking at it, it's a rectangle. So this is the front. And then the top, be the same thing. And then the right side would just be a smaller rectangle. Now if you're to sketch the whole figure, the whole shape, or sketch the net for the whole thing, we can put those two together. So we have a bigger rectangle, so it's like a small rectangle, big, small, big. So let me do that. So small, a little bit thicker, small, a little bit thicker. And then we have two side panels that are a little bit smaller. And so if I were to label these, this would be the top, this would be the front, this would be the bottom, this would be the back, and then this is the left, this is the right panel. Now if you were to fold those, you would end up with that rectangular prism. And our last ones. This pyramid is called a tetrahedron. All of its faces are congruent, which means they're all the same size. So a congruent equilateral triangles. We need to draw a net of this pyramid. So drawing a net of that pyramid. So all the sides are triangles. So if I drew a triangle right here, so saying that's the bottom part, that means I have a top part. This will form a triangle here. We have a triangle here. We have a triangle here. And so you can see I have a tetrahedron there. If I were to fold all my parts up, this is not exactly the same. Let me fix this top one. I guess one way to make it the same is draw a triangle, and then you have a triangle in the middle here, and it forms all of your triangles. So you fold up, it forms that tetrahedron. Next one, sketch the front, top, and right side of this figure, and the sketch of a net for the whole figure, and label the dimensions. Okay, so the top, or the front parts. Actually, I'm doing the top part first. This is the top. The front part would be the top, and then the back is just a rectangle. And then we have the right side. The right side is just a right triangle. So this should have been, instead of the front, this should have been the back. So back, top, and right side. Okay, so this was our back. And now I can sketch the net for the whole thing. To sketch the net. There's a couple ways of doing that. I can have rectangle here. I have different pieces like that. And then I have my right triangles. We would just say our right triangles would go on the sides here. And then just to label the pieces, we would have 6 by 5. So this is your 6, this is your 5. And we would have our 4, which is here. And then we have our 3. So the height of the triangle would be here. And we can do the same thing over here. And then the top piece, those would be the same as dimensions that we have for our rectangles. So that would be our net of that prism. So that is our lesson today on nets of prisms, cylinders, pyramids, and cones.